Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Hope you all had a great Diwali this year. Uh, Today our topic of discussion is going to be on landing pages. So without wasting time, let's begin. So today we are going to talk about how are you going to build a high converting landing page. Okay, so let us now start with what is basically your landing page. So in the layman term, if I talk about, you can imagine it to be a simple face of your website. It is any page which is going to be visible to the visitor who is going to visit your website. The first page that is going to be visible to the visitor. So now if I talk about the technical definition, you can see it is a web page which is being designed to persuade or convince or compel any visitor to take any specific action. So what kind of an action can be taken once a visitor enters your website? The action would be probably either the purchase of a particular product. The action would be either a purchase of a particular kind of services that you are rendering, or you are asking for any kind of a contact information. It is said to be a cornerstone of a successful online marketing. Now, what does that exactly mean? It simply means that a high converting landing page needs to be really attractive. The performance of your landing page is going to either make or break your online marketing campaign or the digital marketing campaign. You may be very good in attracting or driving the web traffic, but in case your landing page is not good enough, not attractive enough, not convincing enough, here the marketing campaign would become a big failure. Now the key over here is that for any kind of an offer that you're making, I have mentioned this in my previous videos also, that whatever offer that you make, it is good or it will be better if you have a separate landing pages for all the offers that you're making, because there can be different kind of offers that you make based upon the season, based upon the festivals, based upon different other factors, depending upon at which stage your business is at present, what stage of the business cycle is your business at present. And there can be many other factors also which are going to influence the kind of offer that you're going to give to your prospective customers. So it is better for every offer, if you have a landing page, for example, for winter clothes, you are offering a certain amount of a discount. Okay, so you can have a landing page so that the customers who are visiting your website can be easily directed instantly by the click to directly onto the winter arrivals only, instead of just exploring your website here and there, because that is going to again create a negative impact about your website. Okay, so the major takeaways for today's lecture would be the factors that help in making a winning landing page. We are going to also talk about the different types of landing pages. We are going to talk about when do we use each of this landing page. We are also going to discuss how do you access the success of your landing page, or how do you convert the customers into your buyers. So now we are going to talk about the major types of your landing pages. So basically there are two major types of landing pages. Now depending upon the purpose, that is what kind of an action do you want your visitors to take. So there are certain websites or the web pages, your landing pages, which are more intended to ask a visitor to buy a certain kind of a product or a certain kind of a services. And there are other web pages which are simply designed to persuade the visitor regarding the contact information, which can be further used to maybe call the particular visitor or use the email marketing campaign, so on. So here you can see the very first is your lead capture page, which is also known as your squeeze page. The basic purpose of the lead capture page, you can simply understand it by the name itself over here. Lead capture simply means that you are intending to only capture the lead. And how are you going to capture the lead? You have to simply persuade any kind of a visitor to first give their contact information, so that then further you can do the follow up. I have discussed this in the different marketing campaigns that I have made the video upon. Okay, so the second one is your sales page. So as the name suggests over here, the purpose over here is to basically intend the visitor to purchase a certain kind of a product, either the physical product, either this information that they are seeking, or the services that you are kind of rendering. Basically, there are many ways with which you can design the landing page. We are going to talk about what are the basic things or the necessary things which should be there in your landing page. A good landing page will have a clear focus. That means whatever exact intention that you have, you want your customers to take, your landing page should be focused with the clear focus onto that aim only. It should have a focal point. What is the focal point? That means the target onto which it has to focus upon. So the basic thing is whatever action you want your customer to take, your visitors to take, it is essential that the focal point of your landing page should be that only. Now, what do you understand by this focal point? See, if you are very specific with what we are doing, why? Because too much of distraction is actually going to interfere with what are we trying to put across. Same goes with the website or the web page. In the landing page, if you are not clearly focused as to what your intention is at that particular moment, out of the two types of landing pages that I have already discussed, it is going to create a lot of confusion. Lack of clarity is going to then create a negative impact again on your visitors. A typical website would actually give multiple options to the visitor, such as a visitor can go to the home page. With a simple click, he can easily be directed to the product page. With a simple click, he can also be directed to the details about the company or the organization. With a simple click, then he can also be directed towards the customer care services or the product reviews that have been given by the customers. So on and so forth. It is very essential that instead of giving multiple options to your visitors in the web page, try giving them a limited kind of an options which are essential as with going with your aim. So when you are actually focused with the landing page, you are actually minimizing the distractions to your visitors, and therefore in that case the chances of your visitor or the prospects getting converted is going to increase. So now we're going to talk about how do you create this lead capture page. This is essentially going to work when the lead is going to be generated. Okay, so what are the different features that this lead capture page will essentially going to have? The very first thing is a gated offer. I have already made the video on what is a gated offer. So what is this gated offer? It is a small amount of value to solve a specific problem. And this is for a specific market segment in exchange of only the contact information that you are asking. Number two is your headline or the subheadlines or the bullets that you are using in your landing page. So normally if you use a particular headline, if you use subheadlines, or if you're using the bullets, this is making the web page more attractive, more specific and clear. So a good headline or an attractive headline is going to further compel the visitor to further take the action and go to actually see the bullets or the subheadlines. The next is your image of the product. Generally a visual representation of your product, which may not be valid in case of every kind of a product or the services that you are offering. But for maximum amount of products or the services that you are rendering, if it is possible, the visual image is going to solve a better purpose. It's going to rather facilitate because it's going to give more of the clarity to the visitor. Okay, next is your visuals of proof. So logos of any kind of an association that you are a member of, or any kind of a particular well-established brand that you are associated with, or the testimonials of your past customers. All these as proof would actually encourage the visitors to actually become the lead. Next is lead form. This is basically which is helping collect the contact information of your visitors and have them basically then convert into the lead further. So this should not be very tedious or very cumbersome. So this should not be very lengthy or very confusing or too much asking too much of information, which is wasting the time of the consumer also. Next is, how do you create this sales page? So what is basically sales? Sales is happening when actually your visitor is going for the purchase of any kind of a product. So the sales page is basically going to be designed to persuade the visitor to make a specific action of purchase, either of your product or of your services. So there are two main types of sales page. Now this is actually page. So there are two types of sales page. A is your sales letter and B is your product detail page. So the sales letter, for decades the marketers have been practicing this, that they make a long form text or the video pictures which will help the target audience to get convinced with respect to purchase a particular kind of a product. So the sales letter is basically helping you sell your products, your services, or whatever information that you want to sell to your target audience. Sales letter is going to contain every information which will help this target audience or the desired customer to take a particular action of buying this product. Then we are going to talk about the product detail page. As the name says, the product detail page is going to have all the information with respect to the core product that you are offering. So this is majorly basically meant for your physical products, and quite less sometimes you can say, or in very rare cases, it is more for the information products or the services that you are providing. So what are the details in case of your product detail page? You will have the product name. Product name is going to be very specific with respect to what are you offering. It is going to have the description about what product this is. Then you have a call to action. Once you have clearly specified or given the detailed information about the product, its qualities, now you are giving the option to the visitor to take a particular call to action, such as you add to the cart. The product price shall display the price of the product, whatever offer you are offering, or any kind of a gifts or vouchers, etc. Then last is your product images or the videos. Product images and videos are giving a more clear information to your visitor. If you have an option of zoom in and zoom out, it's going to give a clear information with respect to, especially if you have a product of clothing, for example. So the visitor can easily analyze the quality of the clothing that you are offering. So product images and videos help a lot to your visitor to actually take a specific action quite quickly. Next is your product description. Now this is going to have the detailed information with respect to the size of the product, the dimensions, the color, or any other information which is in detail describing the quality of your product. Next is your quantity. Now a product detail page would also have the option of your quantity. Let's say for example you want to buy more than one product, say a number of 10 pieces, 20 pieces, so on. So this quantity option is going to help you with that. Next is your product review. So product reviews, the reviews of the past customers. How is their experience with respect to this particular category of the product? So this is basically helping your customer, the visitor, to actually analyze whether to buy this product or the services. Then is your wish list. It is when you are selecting the product or putting it into a wish list so that the product can be bought later. Next is your product videos. Product videos again is going to help your consumer or the visitor to actually analyze how exactly is the product. So videos which are demonstrating the quality of the product, the action of the product, how is it actually working, what are the functionalities of this particular product. So this is helping your visitor to take the action quite quickly. Next is your upsells and the cross sells. So upsells and cross sells I have covered in my previous videos also. Now the best example if you see is the Amazon. Although there are many websites these days which are offering this upsell and cross sell offer. So you must have seen option of people who bought this item also bought. So such kind of the statement which helping the company or the organization also to sell more of its products. Why? Because the customer in that case is getting a know-how of, okay, if a particular product I'm buying, I can also buy this other product also along with it, which earlier he was not intending to buy. But now because the option being made available to him, here he can buy more of the products. Shipping information helps a lot. Why? Because it helps in gaining the trust, I will say. You can easily locate your item where exactly your product is. And then last is your social media site buttons. Now there are also options such as where you can share your products or the services directly on the social media platform also, such as maybe the Facebook, such as the Pinterest. So next is your product detail page. Now what necessarily should be there in the product detail page, this we are going to discuss over here. So a good product detail page is either make or break this online digital marketing campaign. Why? Because the whatever information that you are offering with respect to the product that you are selling is going to define how exact you are with respect to information that you are giving regarding your product. Prospect over here can easily see the image, can see the videos, can read the reviews of the past customers, can go through the description in detail, can have multiple options. So all these different options which are there in the product detail page is facilitating this journey of your visitor being converted into your lead or the buyer. So what are the must-haves if you see? You have the product image we have already discussed. You should have the option to zoom the image. Zooming the image, it is going to help the customer to see the product quite in detail even though they are online. Then is you have your product description. If you have a good description of your product, which is very necessary, then it's going to clarify the customer quite good. Next is your product sales video. Use specific keywords also so that it can be easily searched in the search description also. You can also use the headlines, bullets to facilitate the readability and increase the happy user experience. Product sales video serves as a very effective tool, especially if the product is quite expensive. Because in that case, if you have a video of your product, it helps the consumer get an exact know-how. Now, in case you have the sales video, try to add it at a place or a location where it is easily available to your consumer. Next is your call to action or add to the cart button. Now, this is very essential. This has to be there necessarily so that the action, the particular desired action can be taken. Then you have your reviews, FAQs, or the user submitted content. Now, reviews are actually serving as a physical proof with respect to the product. So the testimonials, the FAQs that are mentioned in the web page or the product detail page solves a better purpose, cross-sell, which necessarily need to be there in your product detail page. This is going to, because after all, the main purpose of any organization is to increase the profit. If you have a good cross-sell offer, it's going to help you increase the profit only. How do you grade a landing page? Now, each of these factors are going to help you grade a landing page depending upon how each of the factors have been taken into consideration in your landing page. The number one is professional design of your landing page. So normally a landing page, if it can be made by a professional maker or a professional designer, it would be really helpful, because we have already spoken regarding it that the more effective, attractive, convincing your landing pages, because that's the very first page which is going to be visited, which is going to be seen by your visitor. So it has to be quite professional. It has to be very specific, clear. The next is your clarity in your landing page. The more clear information which is mentioned in your landing page, the more focused your landing page is with respect to the offers that it is offering, with respect to the products and the services which the landing page is covering. This is going to help you decide the quality of the landing page, because quality is after all going to be decided with the help of the conversions that are actually happening. Headlines, subheadlines, images, product videos, all this is like kind of, you can say, an assistance towards creating more clarity with respect to your product. Then next you have your congruence. The congruence means it should be aligned. Nothing is more disturbing to a visitor if he is being directed to a page which is not being promised. So congruence means whatever you are trying to promise, or for example you are giving an offer, the simple click on that particular kind of an offer should direct the visitor to a particular page. Then is your visualization. So a better visualization, or the visuals, the images, the graphical representation are often facilitating. Ensure that you're not using cheap kind of an images or a low quality images or the videos which are going to impact the visualization. You can use custom photography or graphics to actually depict the visualization. Then you have your compelling call to action. There are options which are available, such as the option of submit. So instead of using submit, if there can be other options which can be used, such as get an instant access to this product, or using a compelling color of the select button, all are going to help collectively. Then is your use clear privacy policies. If you're giving the clear privacy policies, it is actually going to increase the trust level. The use of trusted icons. So using logos of trusted brands, using logos of any kind of association that you have is helping you grade the landing page. Why? Because your landing page is now be trusted by the audience. And once they trust you, they can easily give you their contact information and help you generate the lead, or finally even to the point that they can become your customers or the repeated customers. So all this, the trusted icons, they play a very major role. Thank you.